friends. This day, I have my phone here, so as to give you an accurate report here of what I've read this morning. It took me a little bit to find it this afternoon, but this is episode 2, technically 3, but whatever. And I want to call this something with a little play on of the classic Wizard of Oz. We'll call it Meetings of Congress, Aliens, and UFOs. Oh my! As of this writing on this morning at 9:54 a.m., ABC News, which I am on abc.com, the headline is Upcoming UFO Report to Congress Creates Lots of Buzz. And it goes on and says later this month, the first paragraph says, later this month, U.S. intelligence agencies will present to Congress a highly anticipated unclassified report about what they know about UFOs, or as the Pentagon now calls them, unexplained aerial phenomena, UAPs. However, the jury is still out on whether the report will contain the answers that UFO enthusiasts are looking for, that recent military encounters with UAPs may be proof of contacts with extraterrestrial life. The preparation of the report marks a milestone in the interest of. The preparation of the report marks a milestone as interest in UFOs have taken off in recent years following the Navy's release of one classified video of encounters that fighter pilots had in 2004 and 2014 with UAPs. Then it goes on to talk about other things. Now, my thoughts initially out of this is that do I believe in UFOs, aliens, whatnot? I would have to say yes. I do believe that there's life outside of Earth. I think it's arrogant and ridiculous, actually, to believe in a universe so vast that we're the only life form out there. Now, what other life forms may exist, what they look like, I don't know. In fact, we could be encountering them and we just don't realize it. When they talk about different dimensions and whatnot, things start spiraling out of control and you start feeling like you're not in Kansas and losing your mind again. But the fact of the matter is, I think that there is life outside of Earth. Now, will we ever be able to make contact with this and whatnot? I don't know. From the outset, I feel like I'm battling a cold, so if I sound stuffy or whatnot, I apologize. It's not on purpose. We got some lovely weather going on here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and I seem to be struggling with my allergies and sinuses and whatnot. But enough about that. You don't want to hear about that. And no, I haven't been probed by aliens to see if I have a sinus infection or asthma or any of that stuff. Sorry. Anyway, as we understand these things, I have tried to do some research on UFOs, aliens, the Area 51, Rockwell, all that stuff. Bottom line is, you can find what you want in there. The facts as of right now suggest that there has been something, but it's not definitive. I don't think that we are being invaded. If aliens are visiting us, it would be a low-scale visitation, because anything big, people would be seeing it. You can't hide. We have over 7 billion people on the planet. That's hard. That's a lot of eyes looking into the sky, and it's hard to hide that. Governments, even at their best, they wouldn't be able to hide it for very long. What it could be, I don't know. I did read an interesting theory here a while back. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but that they were some scientists, I think it was scientists, anyway, some science fiction folks, we'll go with that, philosophized or entertained the idea that possibly these UFO sightings, aliens, whatever, might actually be us from the future visiting ourselves here in the past. I don't know. That's an interesting thought. I do like science fiction. I don't know on the prologue or not when I was describing myself and what to look forward to with these videos and whatnot, that I do like science fiction. I'm not a die-hard conspiracy theory jump in, but I do enjoy watching some things. I don't have endorsements, so the people references that I may make or whatever, I don't, to my knowledge, they don't even know I exist. They know nothing of these videos. But yes, I am rewatching the TV show Enterprise. I really love that show. As far as Star Trek TV shows, that's probably my favorite. I don't know why I took to that over the rest of them. I haven't really watched Discovery yet. I tried it late one night. Here's probably about a couple months ago, and I fell asleep just a few minutes into it. Not that the show was boring, I was just tired. I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't stay up as late as I used to, and which makes things difficult with the work schedule that I'm on. But anyway, enough about that. I do. One of my favorite TV shows ever was Stargate SG-1. I absolutely love that show. It hasn't been on the air for many years now. I mean, they do play reruns, but as far as new content, whatever, it's not going on. Although I read a rumor here the other day that said they might bring them back. That would be great. Some with cameo appearances with the original cast of Amanda Tapping and possibly Richard Dean Anderson and others, Christopher Judge and all of them, which they were phenomenal actors and actresses. I loved every one of them on there. And when even in the later seasons when they introduced new people, like I think it was Ben Browder, I believe was one of them. Loved all of them. They hit the ground running. The show was great. Anyway, back to the aliens. Now this report, and I might be being influenced by the article that I read, but I tend to agree with them. When it comes to government and reports and stuff, is so complex and so in-depth, it's really difficult to know what they're actually trying to say. I mean, look at election years. I mean, campaigns, and when members of the press or publications or whatever ask a simple question as like a yes or no answer is all that's required. You get a half an hour statement from candidates, and you're more confused after they supposedly answer the question than what you were originally when the question was first asked. But anyway, so yeah, I suspect, I agree with ABC that more than likely the report will be, it's not definitive. Something is going on, but they don't know what. Now, it very well could be true. If there's an alien life form out there and they're trying to make contact with us and they're far more advanced than us, they might be struggling to get down on our level. They might be inferior to us, if you've got the ability to travel in space and you're more inferior to us as we are technologically, why would you be here? How would you be here? But anyway, whatever. I don't think that the UFO folks and the conspiracy theory people are going to be satisfied. In fact, I would suspect it will cause an explosion of more conspiracy theories and stories and rumors than what there already are. Now, as far as I believe in the prologue, I mentioned that I was of the Christian faith. Now, I want to interject here, and that what I'm fixing to say is a bad commentary on myself. I do not call myself a Christian. I do believe in Jesus Christ. I do believe in the God of Israel, and I do occasionally, not as often as I should, read the good book known as the Bible. But I hesitate to call myself a Christian because, to be frankly, the teachings of Christ, I fall very far short every single day. I would even wager every single hour and minute of living up to what his teachings are. I bring this up because there is a doctrine called the rapture that takes place. Now, this could excite Christians with the UFO thing because, according to this doctrine, that there will be a great calling away. Basically, Christ will come and take all the believers out of earth before usually the belief is prior to what's known as the Great Tribulation, which is a 7 year period of intense hell on earth. The first 3.5 years isn't that bad, but the last 3.5 years is quite a mess, and a very, very, very something you don't want to be around to see or involved in. But the Christian doctrine I was brought up to and subjected to suggests a pre-tribulation rapture, which means that the believers will be taken out of earth before the tribulation begins, and there will need to be an excuse for the absence of the believers of Christ in Christianity, Christendom, if you will, which encompasses both Catholics and Protestants, all those that fall under the umbrella of belief in God or Christianity, as is loosely called. Usually is referred to as Christendom, and so these believers will be taken out of the earth, and basically the evil forces and the Satan's people, the Antichrist and whatnot, will be given free reign to do whatever they want on earth. There will be believers during that time and whatnot, but the Holy Scriptures aren't very clear whether there's a pre-tribulation or not. However, I bring this up because they say that this idea of alien abductions on a wide scale would be what the governments of the earth will use to explain away the absence of all these millions and thousands of people that believe in Jesus Christ and Christianity. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Like I said, the Bible's not definitive, very clear on whether there will be a said rapture, and if there is one, that there will be what time frame it will be in regard to the tribulation. But it is an interesting idea about this, and as I've read the Bible and as I use the common sense that I've been given in understanding things, there are things about prophecy I don't understand. I'm not a prophet nor the son of a prophet. A lot of that stuff is lost on me because I don't know if it's figurative or literal. I don't know where you draw the line. Excuse me. And so forth. But I do find this interesting. The idea of having this hearing with Congress to discuss these UAPs, I believe I called it. Hang on a second, let me pull that back up. Yeah, UAPs, unidentified, what was it, aerial, what they call it, unexplained aerial phenomena. It's an interesting thing. I don't think it'll be definitive, honestly. I hope there is. But the Kennedy assassination has not been, definitive, and it continues to be something that eludes people, and I personally have my own beliefs about what happened with President Kennedy and whatnot. But again, of course, it's an opinion, and maybe one day I might share it. I don't know. It's irrelevant, honestly, but it is an interesting idea. But there are things that just don't make sense. Now, you say, well, you're acting like you don't buy into the alien UFO conspiracy theory, and I guess to the most part I don't. But I'm going to say that there are way too many reports of being visited by other people. In ancient times, they thought they were gods, and they came, I believe, in the ancient Egypt. I believe there's hieroglyphics, I believe, that have people arriving in what they call skyboats. some carvings on, I want to say it was in South America. It looks like there is a humanoid uh, person there, but it looks like possibly a spacesuit that they're wearing. I've seen that. I have watched a few Ancient Alien uh, TV shows, and personally, it looks like it, but it's been weathered so much it's kind of hard to really determine. Of course, I was half watching it when half paying attention when I was watching it. So whatever, I do. There are things that just don't make sense, and I believe that while human beings can be worked up into a frenzy as a group or as a mob, as some people call it, over thousands of years, having stories of people beyond humans or people more advanced than us coming to see us. It's just, I think it's too, there's just too many of these stories and reports that to just throw it out altogether. I do think we need to be a little mindful of it. And again, I think it's arrogant to suppose that we're the only ones alive in the universe. So, what am I trying to say? I'm saying, don't get your hopes up. I agree with ABC. Don't get your hopes up. This report later this month will probably just be more mud in the water, more, hey, something's going on, but we don't know what it is. And there are some strange things. You talk about the Bermuda Triangle, Nevada Triangle, Alaska Triangle, all these things that go on where people disappear and never seen from again. It's guessed that they crashed or whatever, but whatever. We don't know. Don't remember the World War II flight of several pilots that just vanished. I can't remember off the top of my head. I could type it in on Google here, but I can't talk and type at the same time. I'm not talented like that. But anyway, they mentioned about the clouds that look strange and stuff. So, it could be weather, but, bottom line is those people that witness these things, they're the ones that saw. They know what they saw, and or what they think they saw. And what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to slight any or try to diminish what they supposedly saw. What I'm saying is they're the only ones that they were there. They know, and what they think they may have seen, or what they actually saw. Because some things can happen in a moment. You blink and it's gone. Then you're like, oh, did I actually see what I saw? There's that. But then there's definitive things. These people are the ones that they were there, and alien alien abductions. I can't say that I find it. What's the word I'm looking for here? I don't think it should be dismissed out of hand. Now, there are people, I have been subjected to people in my life that were thrill seekers. And if they can make a story or get their 5 minutes of fame, they'll do it. But you're not going to tell me all of these people or these thrill-seeking types of individuals. I don't buy that. Excuse me, my mouth is getting dry. Anyway, so I think there's life out there besides us. I think that they've tried to make contact? I don't know. I really don't know. The radio waves and whatnot that goes on out in space is so much, and my knowledge of these kinds of things are limited. I'm not in that field. I'm in the aluminum business, so that's not my expertise. But I do find it interesting that they are actually going to have a hearing, a meeting of Congress to talk about this stuff, which causes the other side of me to say, okay, then there must be more than just, frivolous things, and there's enough strange things going on that they have to that it warrants a meeting of Congress. Which, if it's not to that point, it's got to be quite a bit. Pardon me. That's my personal view. That's my own opinion. But that's what I find interesting about this report is for years, ever since I was a child, the governments have denied the existence of aliens. They denied the existence of Area 51. I don't remember the actual Air Force base that's given as an actual name is, but they finally did acknowledge that. I want to say in the 90s. Hang on just a second. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. Here we go. I'm pulling up Area 51. It is located within the Nevada Test and Training Range. Edwards Air Force Base. That's it. A remote detachment administered by Edwards Air Force Base. The facility is officially called Homing Airport or Groom Lake. So, anyway, they denied the existence of that forever, and then they finally admitted, hey, yeah, we do have it. Why? Because there's too many people that were seeing it. Now, do they have aliens there? UFOs? I don't know. I don't go down there. I do find it interesting that it is a super secure area if you're found trespassing. Some reports have said that they're given shoot on sight permission, but they will come down on you like a bag of hammers if you venture too close. So there's something going on in there. Yeah, I know. You know, the Pentagon. If you can't just stroll up to the Pentagon, brandishing a weapon or whatever. I get it. I mean, I know there has to be some security. You can't just approach a nuclear silo without clearance. I got it. I get it. But still, to deny the actual existence, I think it was when Google Maps, I want to say, it's when Google Maps went on, that they actually, I mean, they couldn't hide it. We got satellite photos of it, so, I mean, you can't deny it any longer. But whatever, this hearing probably isn't going to yield much, I don't know. If I think of it, I will definitely try to read up on it and find out. But I did find that interesting today, and I wanted to bring it to your attention and have a little chat about it and give you my opinion about alien life forms and things. So, in conclusion, we're probably not going to find out very much, but it'll still be interesting nonetheless. I will admit that astronomy, space, the final frontier, part of my Star Trek reference there, but space, planets, all that is super fascinating to me. One of the things that President Obama did that highly disappointed me was shut down the space shuttle part of NASA and all that. I was very disappointed in that. But, the president was doing what he felt was best at the time, and in reality, he's the only one that really knows why he made that decision. There's so much going on up there. I don't envy the office of the president. For one thing, I like sleeping way too much, and they only get like 2 or 4 hours of sleep on average, and I can't function on that. I've done it before, or tried to do it before, and bad things happen when I try to run off of 2 or 4 hours of sleep. So anyway, I'm just saying that, I find all this stuff fascinating, and like I said in the prologue, these are things that I find interesting, I want to talk about, not just politics. I don't want to designate these videos just to one specific thing, but whatever has caught my attention at that time, that's what I want to talk about. So anyway, we're almost out of time now, and I just wanted to mention this to you guys, and keep your eyes peeled, and keep your ear to the ground. We'll see what happens, what comes out of this report to Congress. later this month. Anyway, I don't know if it'll get buried in the news with other things that's going on, but it was fascinating to me. The first thing that came up on online when I brought up the internet today was that report, and I found that, I know it was timing and everything, but I found it interesting, and I'm going to share it on. So hey, if you're interested in that kind of thing, keep an eye out. If you're not, oh well, no harm, no foul. And we'll talk about other things later. And like I said, I want to make at least like one video a week, possibly more if time permits, and whatnot. So hopefully, maybe next time when I get to make a recording, I won't be feeling so stuffy and be so scatterminded. But I've got some cold medicine in me that's kind of messing with me a little bit. But anyway, y'all have a great day. Stay wonderful. And remember, you are important. Your voice does matter. Bye for now.